Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name?
Então, pessoal, esse vídeo aí que eu tô postando, ele ainda é de uma live que eu ainda não tava mostrando o rosto, por isso que vocês não vão ver, né, a câmera ligada durante o vídeo. Por isso que eu vim aqui no começo para explicar para vocês. Então, obrigado aí desde já pelo seu joinha, por se inscrever, por compartilhar. É nóis, obrigado de verdade aí e falou. Até o próximo. Simbora, hein, pessoal, simbora, hein. Vamos ver, vamos ver. Então, quiser entrar, então.
Carregando, né?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company.
Opa! Pronto, pessoal. Então. Tá, eu pulei sem querer, tá? Vamos lembrar que eu... Ai, oh!
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
Esperar, nada vai me machucar, nada vai me quebrar. Aqui eu posso ser feliz para sempre. Eu serei feliz. Mano, esse cara é maluco. Stanley esperou, mas horas se passaram. Então dias se passaram. Passaram anos? Ele não podia mais dizer. Mas uma coisa eu sabia, com certeza, sem dúvida alguma, era que ele esperava tempo suficiente e as respostas viriam eventualmente algum dia. Eles chegariam. Em breve. Muito em breve, agora eles acabariam falando com ele. Diriam a ele o que fazer, agora só está um pouco mais perto, agora está ainda mais perto. Aqui vem. Ai, meu Deus do céu! Ficou tudo preto.
Cuidado.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Deixa eu ver.
Stanley went around
O que é fazendo esse jogo aí?
in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in
É se ferrar, moleque.
When Stanley came to
Ah,
the
meu
set
Deus.
of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Entrei à esquerda, é tua cara que eu entrei à
This was
esquerda.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Eu vou entrar onde eu quiser. Ai, meu Deus. Tá, eu ouvi alguma coisa.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Eu, hein?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Vamos parar de fechar as portas por onde eu passo? Por favor.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Por ela? Por ela quem?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ela quem, moleque?
Ela quem?
Eu não vou entrar ali. Né. Não vou. Não vou. Nunca que eu vou entrar nessa sala preta sem ver nada? Ah, mano. Não tem outro lugar. Ai, eu vou fechar o olho.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Cadê a legenda?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie.
Cadê a legenda? O que é isso? Legenda closante. Faço ideia do que seria isso aqui.
You waiting? I'm just pulling
Mano, não tá com legenda, tá? Só. Tá, eu não consigo me mexer.
Okay, there we go.
Eu não consigo ler o que ela tá falando.
I want
Muito
you to
obrigado.
come in and tell me all about
Que susto!
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Esse negócio aí, sabe, manequim?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow.
Ah, mano, assim não dá. Aí eu cliquei uma vez, não colocou nem sim, não pra mim, mano. Será que dessa vez vai?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Tá, dessa vez eu vou obedecer,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
inglês. Expects morning worship about
Stanley
4
stepped into the
p.m.
broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Minha publicação não tá aqui não. A sentinela tá,
Você
mas
arrumou o celular?
o ministério não tá.
Você arrumou?
Sente mais tarde.
Deixa eu ver aqui também.
Instrução para vir no ministério.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Vou pôr no... Peraí.
Tá, essa na mesa dele?
Portugal.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Combinação de que, moleque?
O Luca do alto.
2845.
Ah, tá. Foi mal. É. 20. É, 20. Sai. 28, 45.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ele entrou, é?
Tô com medo desse jogo.
No momento essa publicação não está disponível. De 6 a 12 de abril. A sentinela baixou.
Será que é por causa da comemoração?
Não, você tem aqui, você não está falando que tá mandando aqui?
Não, mas não é pra ver.
Meu Deus.
É na duração em família, tá falando.
Então, tá falando na apostila?
Sim.
Que apostila então que você leu? Você não tá baixando?
De abril, março, abril.
Então, não tá lendo aqui, não?
Eu tava baixando isso aqui, que agora falou que vai
Stanley realized he felt a bit weak. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this
No
now,
momento essa
when for
publicação não
years
está
it had
disponível.
never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Nossa vida e ministério, terça.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Reunião de 6 a 3 de maio.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Plena certeza de que Deus fez, Senhor e Cristo. Parte 1 e 2.
Oi? Não aparece, eu baixei, mas
Now
não
the
aparece.
monsters
Não.
jump to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ah, pra você.
Terça-feira, 7 de abril de 2020, é o memorial da morte de Cristo.
Meu, o cara ficava vigiando todo mundo. Ai, ai.
Aí, ó,
Parte 1 e
reproduziu.
parte 2.
Era doentão, cara.
Reproduzir, você pode reproduzir e baixar.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Agora ele quer desligar.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Tá, como que eu quebro?
Dor de cabeça que deu.
Não dormiu à tarde.
E mãe, o dia inteiro.
Pulmão, lá.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Trazer aquele.
Was it
chama?
over?
Aquele que tá na apostila.
Então, eu pensei que tinha acabado.
Yes.
Hã?
Não
He
tem?
had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking.
Ai, meu Deus.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Que porta?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Sério o jogo? Como assim zero o jogo? Acabou? Acabou, sério?
The look in her eyes, the wolf or the sheep, as a perfect disguise.